Hi, my name is Judy Haberkorn, and this is my final assignment called Pictures from the Chair. The purpose of this assignment is to relate to those of you without mobility disabilities what it's like to try and navigate institutions such as Ohio University. I would like to give a special thank you to Mark Cheney and Preston Sylvie, both of whom participated in this movie. Preston Sylvie is a staff member of the School of Nursing, and Mark Cheney is a student at Ohio University majoring in social work. The first part of this movie will be narrated by Preston Sylvie, and then we will transition to hearing from Mark Cheney. I hope you enjoy this movie as much as I have enjoyed making it. Thank you.
They have one accessible bathroom for the entire 7-story building. One. That's ridiculous. There should be at least two. I don't expect one on every floor. That's impractical.
Right.
But there should be one on the second, maybe the 5th floor.
Right.
And the bathroom door to that second floor does not have an automated door on it. It's really difficult to open. Really difficult.
Yeah.
Now, I've used my chair before. I'm 90% on my crutches, and I have a hard time getting the door open.
Open, right.
Sometimes, I don't like people open the door. I'm really stubborn. But
right.
It's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is splitting hairs, but because the length of the ramp in front of Alden,
yes,
if it's pouring down rain and somebody has to weasel their way through that, then they can't get in the building quickly. So I don't understand why there's not some kind of awning covering.
Mm-hmm. I've experienced that with McCracken, where the handicap door is on one end of the building and the handicap parking spots are on the other end of the building, and so it's like, why wouldn't you put a handicap parking spots near the door that you can actually get in and out of?
I have cerebral palsy. It manifested itself pretty much I've had it from birth. It's a neurological disorder. It affects my legs and my dexterity in my hands. Basically, it affects my leg strength, my durability, maneuverability. Most of the time on campus, walking because it's a pretty open campus. You have to walk most places. We do have cat cabs and things like that, but most of the time it's walking. That does put a strain on the legs, and then there's all the hills we have, because it is a Appalachian, it's hills. Those can be very challenging, especially considering my disability. I trip often, and then you have the uneven bricks. Even on the hills, it's just bricks will be sticking out, you'll trip. Some of the roads, especially across from Baker, are very uneven bricks. I'm not in a wheelchair, but using that could be difficult in that sense. And also walking, up and down that is very difficult. Even on some of the sidewalks, you have broken or misshapen bricks, or parts of the sidewalk will just be coming up. That's a big issue. And then weather-wise, especially in Athens, it rains a lot. We haven't had much snow, but the rain itself going up and down either Morton or Jeff Hill. Jeff Hill's a lot. It's got steps, but they're not very good steps. So you either use the steps or the sidewalk that comes all the way down, which is not very handicap accessible at all. Because if you're like me and you're walking down Jeff Hill, you need a railing to get up and down the hill, or you're going to fall. And it's got a steep enough incline to where if you're me and you're not holding on, you're going to go face first. Because it's just straight down, and it doesn't even out till you're at the very bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Morton Hill, going up and down it, usually I can do it without using any, holding onto the side of the wall. But going down the hill, there's not really anywhere to be handicap accessible.
Mm-hmm.
When you're going down that hill, you pretty much have to go slow and pray you don't fall. Jeff Hill, there is the elevator that you can use in the music building, but you still have to go up steps to get to the music building. And then when you get inside the music building, there's a little incline you have to go up, which would not be good for going up on a wheelchair. I know I've tripped a few times going up that incline. Mostly it's just the walking. If you're on back south, which is where I live, there are a lot of broken bricks, stairs. It's not really handicap accessible back there at all. It's pretty much stairs to get everywhere. I used to use the catwalk because that was a lot easier. There weren't any steps. You would just go out, into the catwalk and walk.
Right.
It's nice and smooth. But they closed that since the beginning of last quarter. So now you have to use the steps. You have to walk underneath the catwalk with, broken bricks, misshapen bricks. Then you have to go up the stairs to get to the dining halls and then back down the stairs. So
have you ever had trouble getting in any of the
most of the buildings on campus I've seen have the handicap buttons to press to open the doors, but when you're out on Court Street or you're in any of those, they don't exist.
Right.
So, you have to open the door, you have to do everything yourself. I mean, that's usually not a big problem for me.
Right.
Unless I'm trying to open the door as I'm stepping up, because some of the places on Court Street are like that.
Right.
They have the really steep inclines.
Are there other things that folks without mobility disabilities take for granted or don't think about because they don't have a disability that you think about?
I think the main thing is just, in my situation, you don't think about how much walking you're doing during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have class from say 8 o'clock until 5 at night,
mm-hmm.
by the time you're done, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
You're done, you're dead, you're over with. And then you've got other people who are, because at the end of the day, as I'm getting more and more tired, my legs, they don't want to pick themselves up anymore.
Right.
So you're tripping and you're falling. And by the end of the day, you're just so tired to where you want to pass out.
Right.
And most kids don't think about that. They don't think about how much walking they're doing throughout the day,
mm-hmm.
and how much because it really doesn't affect them.
Right.
But when you have a disability, you're walking, you're getting tired, you need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Especially going up and down those hills,
mm-hmm.
people just do it. They don't realize how much that effort that takes to go up the hill and then down it without falling.
Right.
And I think another major thing, I don't think people realize it, but for me, when you're going up and down stairs,
mm-hmm.
I have to use one side of the stairs every time.
Okay.
Which, when I'm going down the stairs, is the opposite side that I'm supposed to be going down. But I don't have a lot of strength on my other hand, so I have to use the left side.
Okay.
So I think that's another thing people don't realize is, how hard going up and down stairs is for people with disabilities,
mm-hmm.
and how, they get a little annoyed when you have to go down the stairs and they have to wait for you because
mm-hmm.
they can't go up. I think it's just people just don't realize all the things that you have to do or work twice as hard to do that they normally do every day.
Yeah.
Walking, staying upright, not falling,
mm-hmm.
Keeping in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
Just, the biggest problem I think I've had is the stairs, the walking, and then when you're walking, when they've got those big groups of people that are walking behind you,
mm-hmm.
and then trying to just stay fast enough to where you're ahead of the person behind you, but not running into the person in front of you.
Right.
And then people kick your feet, and then it just, that's a fun one. And then you're trying not to fall on the person in front of you like a domino.
Right.
Falling's
bad.
I think mostly that's the thing, is just trying to be at the same rate as everybody else, but keep yourself safe in the meantime.